Okay. Islam, Moorish kin. Islam. I think I'm on. Okay, Islam Moors. Yeah, I had to go back and reset this demonstration. But we're gonna pick back up where we was. We want to show you what's really going on with Sheikh Wahel. Like I said, he might have reported me to Rome. I don't know. That right there never happened to me. But nevertheless, dealing with this particular drawing right here, if you look, this particular brother, this is his demonstration now that he is a part and partial of. I want to blow it up real big. He say, I have an application to petition for the Prince Hall Freemasonry. I'm going through their rights to pass their toughest tests. Then I will go into the shrine and demonstrate the Muslim degrees. Fishermen going fishing. Like bears, why come ye here? You know, and you can see all the Moors that are here, you know. And then basically, I guess Moors started immediately going in after they seen that this particular one, you know, is here. I guess certain Moor was showing they was already part and partial. You know, he said all of this love and this thread. Of course, I want to join such a prestigious fraternity. So this lets you know that Lord Abba was never with the Moors from the beginning. You see, he ended up just like his teacher did. If you go and looking at York, this is how York journey ends. And a couple of more dealing with your leadership that you pay attention to now. They ended up in the same area. You know, so he went back and forth. It was Moors that pretty much was appalled. You know, matter of fact, that's Caesar Blake right there, the one that Suleiman was going through it with. Dr. Suleiman, the one who helped found the Canaanite temple with the prophet. You know, so these are some of the things that Wahel stated. Who are the Moors? Let's start there, and I'm going to pick apart the rest of what you said. Then somebody said, well, you see the foul language you're using right there. Let me ask you a question. You know, James Ford, why is he called a worshiper master? You know, so now he's basically on a whole nother measure. You know, so he got a bunch of people in the thread, I guess people that's in there with him. You know, and old brother, the large crap, tell me why the lodge is crap. Then he stated, I love stripping ignorant people down and exposing their ignorance to the public. They never correct themselves afterwards. You see? Well, we corrected him right now. Then he also stated, brother man, first and foremost, I'm not a grand sheik of the movement. This is after he was exposed. I think it was one, I might have been the brother Ransuel that exposed him when he was self-proclaiming himself as a grand sheik. And that's when he spawned out of control, pretty much. Ignorant brothers like yourself being one of the reasons. Second, who says a grand sheik can't be a member of a Masonic lodge? Did the prophet even say or ever insinuate that? No. He said, you stagnated, spooked out Moors, started that garbage, and it's infectious to your limited way of thinking. Now, this is one that's supposed to wrote a book on the movement of the prophet now. Supposed to have been a so-called stomped down soldier of the prophet, right? Now he's speaking in opposition. It didn't take him long to flip the script either. He said, so if I decided to get back into the MST of A, I'd be a Prince Hall Master Mason and a Grand Sheik of the MST of A. Who's going to stop it? Or otherwise. Goodness gracious. You know, look at this, boys. You know, so, you know, lame Moors and, you know, who are you spooked out? And, you know, it just goes to show you, you know. And so, basically, he was already moving in that particular area anyway. So, anyway, what I'm going to is, not only did he go that far, But this is Lord Abba Shake Way Hell now. Look like he might be in church somewhere. You know, from the way I'm looking, you don't see no medallion around his neck. You don't see a fez on his head. You know, just a plain old NBC. You see? This is why I say you got to be careful with these ones, you know, out here talking about they the prophet. Now look at this one here. In this particular demonstration, he said, I'm the strength of my ancestors, waxed with age, buffeted by woes from every side, and I'm a supreme being in the earth, the vicegerent of Allah, an independent, upright, and fearless Moor. Now, he was just calling the Moors lame a few minutes ago and saying he was going to be a Mason. Now, this is June, so this show you how changeable this brother is in his ways, or what some would call a strong black man. Now, if you supposed to be studying and you don't know anything about the teachings of the Moors, what conscious Moor refer to themselves as a black man? Man, you know, yeah, this one, you know, is definitely, you know, on a whole nother level. And this is one of the recent pictures he posted, again showing his denouncement of the temple, all registering the 3,000 Muslims of the Grand Temple and the West Side Temple are marked, ready to register every man and woman to take lead, candidates whom they've been instructed for. And basically, you know, he went to talking about, in the original post is this right here. I actually got it in the page, in the site. He's basically saying the prophet was about political measures. That's why he fell back from the Moorish movement. You know, he posted this picture when he said it. You know, ones was pretty much already in opposition to the prophet. You know, so like I told you, we exposing these ones, and we ain't even playing with them. You know, we putting them out there. You know, because we can't have our people being led astray. You know, and yeah, you see him Thaddeus Bay. He went from a supreme grand sheik to a supreme grand freak. That's a sad situation. And we got to pretty much we got to expose these ones, because they the reason the movement is in the condition that the movement it is right now. You know, they the reason. They are the reasons. And church mouth quiet now. And this was that picture I was telling you that I was just reading. This is where he said another of the reasons I fell back from the Moorish movement. Prophet Noble Drew Ali was also about politics. He wasn't stuck like many of today's Moors. He was about his business. The Moors went out and registered everyone they could vote. It say many Moors do not push this pattern of voting participation. So he want to vote. He want to vote for Trump, I guess. Notice how this article calls Daniel M. Jackson the matchless leader for the Moorish Americans in Chicago. Many Moors think any leader not Prophet Noble Drew Ali is no leader, which is crazy to me. They believe they have the answers to everything, and they don't. They're political leaders that the Moors need to get behind the day they want, because all they can see is one leader. And this is a critical flaw. See, that's that Masonic demonstration that he's talking about. Well, all I can say more is watch those who claim to follow your prophet, Moors. You know, because they the same ones that have been speaking out against the prophet, Moors. One thing about me, from the time 2012 all the way up until now, I've been doing the same thing. And even before that, you know, this particular one right here been exposed as a mole with dirt on his head. And you crazy if you go out there and pay any money for this book right here talking about it represented the Moors. It ain't nothing but guesswork. And all it did was made somebody think he was doing information. He didn't do nothing but copy and paste most of the information, that he have here. And they held him up as champions. Another fail again. Yeah, don't that make sense? How they not even listening to what they say, the teachings they teach? That's what I'm trying to tell you right there, Khalil Hirzel. That's the problem. Many are not listening to what they say they teach. And this is why the Moors is looking like the Moors looking now. And when I be going at these ones, everybody wanna, oh, Moor, the prophet demonstrated love. What you think I'm out here doing? I'm demonstrating love. I love my people. That's why I'm exposed these cats that's out here playing. And every last one of them that I expose, they basically end up exposing themselves in the end. So his heart was never with the prophet. It was always for himself. And we see it for what it is. He want to be a slave catcher, slave holder. He looking for a worship master. He took everything the prophet have off. He denounced the prophet. Now, what does that say about all of those who have been duped? You got to be more careful, Moorish Ken. You got to be more careful. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't be trying to tell you this right here. And that's why they like to try to raise their head up at me, but they can't do nothing with me. Because you see, I'm all over they behind with this scimitar. You know what I'm talking about? So they can make it sound like one demonstrating opposition toward this and opposition toward that. But I love my people more. You can believe that. And I ain't asking nobody for nothing that I put out here. I don't charge you nothing for it or nothing. I'm giving it to you freely. I'm giving it to you freely. These ones is fake. And they've been set up by the enemy as agent provocateurs. So that being said, peace, love, and law at all costs. Watch them more. Watch them. Islamism, we love you.